Hello YouTube, I'm just out enjoying the fire tonight, just burning up some crap wood. But as I was sitting here watching some YouTube stuff, I thought, why not make a video? Why not make a video about things that irritate and annoy me? Because I have a limited subscriber base right now, so maybe if I'm lucky I'll be able to alienate the ones I've got. Although there is a few that would probably side with me pretty quickly and pretty harshly. But what I'm going to talk about is severe government oversight. Now, for any that don't know, this is Ontario, Canada, not Ontario, California. So I'm dealing with a whole different set of rules, but I don't think they'd be much better if I was in Ontario, California. But we just did have a provincial election, which the Conservatives won, which I'm kind of hopeful for, but, you know, as my father always taught me, hope in one hand, crap in the other. Guess which one gets full first. So we'll see how that goes. But I do have a few cat running across the lawn. Go catch my stupid cat. That's Diamond. Why she's called Diamond, I don't know. I didn't name her. She's a great cat. She catches mice and she almost never raises a litter of kittens. So I consider that a great cat. But as I was saying, why don't you guys pop down in the comments, some of my more international subscribers, like Clarice, for instance. What is the government oversight doing over there in, sorry, I had a couple drinks. I'm going to say Scotland. I hope I'm not wrong, because I understand that is a horrible place of contention. But, or, for instance, Sapper Gardener, which, if you're into gardening, guys, Clarice is French. Damn it. Clarice's French gardening. Yeah. Real fun, really jovial girl. Hilarious to listen to, as long as you can work through the accent. But she's really great. Also, if you're looking at some other gardening stuff, Sapper Gardener, ex-military guy. Big thumbs up on the ex-military bud. I myself didn't serve, but I'm super supportive of anyone who ever served for their countries. But also another really great guy to watch for some gardening stuff. But as we get into the government oversight, me and my wife talked tonight about what we're going to do with my pasture. That's part of it. Over there's part. I basically have about 3.5 acres of pasture, but I have virtually no animals on that pasture. I looked at getting some more animals, prohibitive costs at the moment, because sheep prices are really high for ready to go use and stuff like that, which, you know, I can save and scrimp and spend to get them. But the other problem I have with it is they now have a new rule. Only reason I know about this new rule is I had the Ontario stuff falling out of the fire. I should pick that up, but I don't want to. It's not going to hurt anything. You now in Ontario, I'm not sure if it's Canada wide, but for cattle, you have to have these RFID tags, which RFID is radio frequency identification. So it's a wand to read their tag numbers and whatnot. You also have to have that for sheep. And I have been told by the Food and Drug Administration it is coming for goats as well. So I was like, bugger. Because I don't do anything illegal. I pretty much just want to get left to myself, which I'm sure some fairly other homesteaders that I know, same idea. But that's getting fewer and further between, because government oversight says who, what, where, why, how, every 3 steps of the day, if you even get 3 steps. So I'm kind of wondering what I'm going to do, if I'm just going to turn it into a hay pasture land to mow off to sell to crazy horse people. Before you get mad at me, YouTube, understand I've sold hay to horse people, and those buggers are crazy. Now, that being said, I do have 2 horses on this property that are not mine. That lady is not crazy. But if you want to have horses, you better have a lot of money and be willing to spend it. If you don't have it, don't get into horses, because you need to spend some money on that. She's real good. She takes care of her animals. She even ended up getting a bum deal. Maybe one day I'll talk to her first to get an okay, if I'm able to give the story of her horses on YouTube. But she had one horse that, it was a bad breeder, and quite literally, if these people that have my barn didn't get this horse, it would be dead. They did a lot of work on that horse, and it's amazing how well they did. But again, this is all about government oversight. So I'd really just like to start a discussion to some people about government oversight and how bad it is in your area. Like what you can build, how you can build it. I'm sure there might be a few subscribers that I'm unaware of that are down in like the Appalachian Valleys, which I understand a lot of the building codes and stuff are a little bit slacker, which building codes have their place, but you know, if you come down on me for something that's 10 times the amount of what you need for building codes, bugger off. Just be like, for instance, here in Ontario, armored cable, which is the electrical wire with the steel wrap around it, you're not allowed to run that inside of a stud wall. I had a ton of it from a building I had bought and subsequently now sold. Don't get me wrong, I lost money on the deal, but they told me, nope, you're not allowed to use that inside of wiring. Not that it was less safe, not that it would cause problems. It was, this is the way the law is written. So you're not allowed to use it. It's actually a safer wire. It's actually way better to use, but it's prohibitive cost to the homeowner. So we're not going to allow it. To which I said to my electrician, but I already own 400 meters of it. Sorry, meters. Again, international subscribers. Well, not so much the international subscribers. Everybody else but America, 4,000 meters. So what would that be? Roughly, or 400 meters. So it'd be roughly a little over 1,200 feet. And he said, no, you're not allowed to use it for that purpose because it's prohibitive. And I went, but if I already own it, yeah, it's still not okayed. Well, that's a stupid rule. It doesn't really make sense. And he agreed with me. Even the hydro inspector agreed with me. He's like, yeah, it's dumb, but that's the way it's written. So that's the way we got to go about it. So I'd like just start a conversation about prohibitive government problems that everyone's having. Maybe we can build up groups in our own areas just to try to start a conversation. It's difficult for me. I would love to pan around and show you all the stuff that is tactic. See, I was burying plants earlier. Hence the black fingers. Technically illegal that I've done here. But because I'm not an idiot, I'm not going to show you that, because I'm sure someone's going to, in my area, go, hey, he admitted that this thing he built was illegal. Ah, crap. Well, I don't want to deal with that. But if we can just start a little conversation and talk about these government prohibitive laws that we're dealing with, it is ridiculous from my end, and I'm sure many of you have the same thought. I was in a discussion with one of my subscribers, Troll Forge. Really great guy. He's out in the Ottawa area. And it talks about having to have chicken quota, because you're only allowed to have so many chickens that you're allowed to slaughter in a year. Otherwise, you have to buy quota, which is not cheap. If you want to have egg layers, it's even a higher quota. And you're only allowed privately, don't quote me on it in Ontario, but I think you're only allowed to have privately somewhere in the neighborhood of under 40. Might be 50, might be 100, I'm not sure, but it's very low. And those eggs, unless you go and get your grading license, which, as we all know, licenses is another way to tax you, which I'm sick of taxes. If you want to sell those eggs anywhere other than your farm gate sales, which is, hey, for me, right out there, but any other place, you need to have your grading license, which again is ridiculous. But before I ramble on too long, guys, I don't like making really long videos. Start a conversation. And it doesn't have to be with me. Maybe it's with your neighbors. Just talk about how the government is restricting you in different ways. Because for me, it's getting brutal. It's getting to the point that I don't know if I want to bother doing a lot of stuff just because of how much I have to deal with for them. I'm still looking at getting pigs. They're not super tight on that yet, but I wonder if I'm going to bother buying ruminant or cattle anymore, because they don't want to deal with the little guy. They only want so many farmers left. This is my big problem with the socialism thing. They really only want to deal with one main person. So I think personally, my area, in the next 30 years, there's really only going to be about 10 to 25 farm corporations left, and I have a great big bread basket area. I guess a little bit of a rant, guys, but I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment on this. Please start a conversation with your neighbors and other guys here on YouTube. Sorry, not just guys, girls, zer, whatever. I live in Canada. I have to be a little SJW for all the little snowflakes. So enjoy that. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. And again, still waiting to hit the 100 subscribers. I'm going to start sending out some steel work. Grizz, if you're watching, I am going to get that thing sent out to you. I just haven't had time to get to the post office. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.